Hello everybody and welcome to the final Formation Lap podcast. I am your host Sam and I am obviously always here with...
Guy named Minty.
And we are here for Bahrain, the final track of the season, and oh my word, we have a great showdown tonight. TTG D Warren versus VRT Midnight. Oh my word. Before we get on to that and talk about that, let's talk about the track facts for tonight. So race laps is 29 laps, although it says 28 laps. Everyone makes bloopers, everyone makes mistakes. Yes, exactly, shush. Lap length 5.4 kilometers and race distance is 154 kilometers. There are 15 turns around the Bahrain circuit, and obviously that I hate that crippling turn 10 corner. I'm sure everyone does as well. Always gonna lock up there.
I
lap
like
record
it.
1 minute. Lap record 1 minute 33.411, and the fastest lap is a 1 minute 31.447. According to this, the pit time loss, this does not include the amount of times you're in the pit, so the 2 seconds or whatever you're in the pit. The pit time loss, so the pit straight in general should take you around 18.9 seconds to get through. So that was the track facts. On to, let's just recap last race. We haven't done that this season. We haven't recapped the last races, but what a race it was in Belgium, and how controversial.
It was amazing, especially the last few laps when Dylan was catching up to Midnight.
It was incredible. We didn't actually know who was actually going to win on that final lap, and when what happened on the final lap happened, we lost it, didn't we? We just both absolutely lost it, went absolutely mental, and obviously Dylan should have won that race really, but he was respectful, which I give him a lot of respect for. He slowed down to when Midnight was around a second behind him, and on the final corner, this is not intended by Dylan. I asked him if this was intended to let Midnight pass. He said no, that was not intended at all. It was intended that I slowed down until he's around a second behind me. And on the final corners, Midnight took the race win, and oh my word, he's now the championship leader and is 4 points ahead of Dylan. And going into the final race, it's going to be absolutely hectic. Oh my word. What was the race like for you, your perspective? Oh.
It was absolutely crazy, especially Dylan at the start. He was a bit iffy. He nearly spun in sector 2.
Twice. He almost spun at Radion as well, you noticed. So, oh my word, it was such a difficult race for him. I believe he was down at 7th at one point as well. So what a great example of why he's in the fight for the championship on the final day. The comeback that he pursued, he trapped down Midnight, and he had just much more pace than Midnight in the last couple of laps. And the race win should have been his on the final lap, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it was very gentleman of him to not give back the position but wait up for him.
Yeah, it was great sportsmanship shown by him, and I did talk to him after the race, and they were actually in a party together, so maybe, and I definitely know that these two will not be in a party tonight. Them two have said it's all or nothing. It's literally fight till the death, technically, but obviously it's not. But yeah, they're not going to be in a party together. And I did talk to him after the race, especially Dylan, asking if that was deliberate or not. He said it was not deliberate at all. It was not deliberate at all. He said he wanted to wait up just in case he didn't get a penalty, and the passing between them on the final corners at the bus stop chicane, again, that was not deliberate either. He said he wasn't intending Midnight to win the race. And when the moment happened, because like I said, them two were in a party, Midnight apparently screamed, "Leave the space, you have to leave the space." So obviously, it wasn't what was intended to happen on the final lap, but you predicted it as well, didn't you? You predicted that would happen.
Yeah, crazy prediction from me. I usually get them wrong.
You got any more predictions for Bahrain then tonight?
Well, okay, lap 1. One of the championship leaders will get damage, or will spin, or something. But the crash will not... Well, both of them will not be involved in it.
Damn. So one will be involved. One of them. No names though. No
names. One of them.
One of them will be in it. That is a huge prediction, really, to be honest with you. And obviously, I would want to ask you as well, who do you think's coming out tonight as champion? We'll get on to race predictions and quality predictions in a second, but who do you think's coming out as champion then?
That's hard. That's hard. Well, 4 points. That's not a lot in our championship. If Dylan gets first, Midnight just has to get second, or
Yeah,
else
but
he
if
has
Dylan
to get third with pole position.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, you are wrong. You are wrong there. Midnight doesn't have to get. If Midnight gets second, then Dylan gets first. If Dylan gets the fastest lap and he gets the pole position as well, that means that Dylan's the champion by 1 point. If it'll go down to Dylan getting either the fastest lap or the pole position point and the race win and the second place for Midnight, then it will obviously go by championship wins. But then it will be 3-on-3, so then it'll be on podiums, which I believe Midnight will win 8-7.
Yeah. Then pole positions, Midnight would also win. But fastest lap, Dylan is dominating.
Dylan definitely wins that. But oh my word, it's come down to the wire in this season, and everything. And Belgium was a complete example of how close these two are in terms of pace and how much they want this. And obviously, it's going to be very close going down to the end of the season, because obviously we're only an hour away now by the time of the recording, by the way. So obviously, it's a very tough prediction for us to make, but who is getting pole position in this race, in the final race of the season?
Aye. That's a hard one. Well, not Shap. I don't even know if he's coming.
He is coming. I believe he has stated he will try and help Midnight out, as obviously they're both from Vortex Racing Team, or VRT for short, obviously. So hopefully there's some good, I guess, esports team help there for him, because obviously there's no one else in TTG to help Dylan out. But he'll try his best. But
apart from Midnight and Dylan, I see no one getting it. Gavin, of course, he won't be here. I don't think so, because of his internet.
He is racing now. He sorted his internet out. He has let me know that. So
I'd give it to Gavin.
You'll give it to Gavin. Wow, that's very, very, very.
I have weird predictions. I know.
It's a strange prediction, considering he's 7/10 off the fastest lap in time trial, but time trial not always tells the full story. You've got Matthew there as well, he's not that far behind. Tony as well, he's proven to be fast in time trial, but in qualifying he's been kind of disappointing. See what he does tonight. I don't know what the tyre strategy is tonight. That's also going to be
maybe Sem.
Maybe there's a chance of Sem. I haven't really seen Sem's lap time here at all. Sem is not that fast around this track as well, but Sem has proven to prove us wrong. Trying to get my words out correctly. D's quite fast around this circuit, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does around this circuit as well. But yeah, in my opinion, I think that the pole sitter, I think it is going to be Shapalele, you know. I really have faith in him tonight, and although Dylan has sweated the track as he usually does, I do really have faith in Shapalele getting the pole position here. Right,
Ooh.
so
what about the championship for you, because you haven't given us your predictions for it?
For the championship, who's winning the championship? Fair play, you caught me out there. It's going to go right down to the wire. It's going to be last lap stuff. And
oh god, that's going to be the worst. Especially if the car behind will decide to dive bomb in the very tricky last corner.
Exactly. In terms of consistency, in my opinion, I do think Midnight has got a very good chance. I think it's all 50-50 for me. It's very, very close. But I'm slightly favouring Midnight for the title.
Ooh.
Where it's going to finish, I don't know. But it's going to be very, very close between these two. But like I said, Shap's getting pole position, in my opinion. Who's getting the fastest lap for you?
Fastest lap will go to Dylan. I think it will be another like Spa type race where one of them is gonna be catching the other one, and I think it's gonna be Dylan again behind him.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be very close, but I do think that Dylan has got an amazing chance to really show his pace because he's 3/10 faster than everyone else around Bahrain in EPR according to the time trials. So he should have a very good chance of getting pole position here tonight, and also the fastest lap, as you just said. On to our top three then. I'm going to start with you from third to first. Who do you think is finishing in those positions?
Dylan, P1.
Third? Oh, Dylan P1. Okay, you're going first to thirds then. Alright, carry on.
Midnight P2.
You know what that'll mean, don't you?
P3.
P3, come on, let's sit down.
Tim or Gavin, one of the Renaults.
One of the Renaults is going to get P3. That is a dodgy prediction, if I have to say, but it can happen. Races have seen like dramatic turns. Obviously, we shouldn't receive any like race rain sort of turns, obviously, but
who knows?
On to my top three now. I know I shouldn't keep saying this because I've said it a lot and it hasn't happened. But for third place, so the bronze, I really have faith in Tony again. Like, he should have really got a podium in Canada. He didn't really perform as well as I predicted he would. But I really do have faith in him in this race. I feel like if he gets a good run going, he can definitely prove us all wrong and get P3. P2. Damn, this is hard. I'm gonna have to say Dylan, because Midnight, he's been absolutely on fire when he's been up front, and obviously he's one of those drivers where he will absolutely catch up to you. He's got that pace to catch up with you when he's behind the car. In front of the car, maybe not so much, but I do really see him winning here tonight. But Dylan will finish second, but he obviously won't be an easy battle. I feel like Dylan and Midnight are going to be very, very close, and like I said, it could be last lap action stuff, but I do really have faith in Midnight winning this race and Dylan finishing second at the end of the day.
Good prediction. Just interesting stat I'd like to point out. Plix has done the most races without a podium.
Wow, that's a pretty interesting stat right there, and he is the highest without a podium, I believe, in the Drivers' Championship. On to other points of the Drivers' Championship, just before we finish, because we probably don't have much more time. There is a huge battle for fourth at the moment between Imadi, Tim, and Plix. Oh, especially Plix and Tim. Them two are on the same points. They will lock horns today. But who do you think? Who do you think will prevail as fourth place?
Big gap between Plix, Tim, and Imadi.
9 points to be exact.
Imadi will get fourth in the championship, but I think Plix will get the fifth place.
Despite you saying Tim will get a podium. Despite that.
I said one of the Renaults.
One of the Renaults will get a podium. Alright. Thanks for clearing that up. So, you think Gavin or Tim will get a podium, but you do think that Plix... So, basically you're saying Gavin is going to get the podium.
Maybe Plix gets 10th, and he gets pole position and fastest lap. Sorry. And then Tim gets deducted 1 point, because he broke Park Ferme rules.
Okay, let's not get into all that technical stuff. I'm pretty sure that's impossible to
Just
happen.
a prediction.
Right, so you're saying that Imadi will finish 4th, Tim 5th, and... No, Plix 5th and Tim 6th. Right. What I think is going to happen in this battle is very, very close between the three of them. I do think that Tim is going to get that 4th place, because Imadi has been struggling for form at the moment. He has not scored points in the last 2 races, and Tim, he's won a race, and he got He got P4 last time, I believe. No, he didn't. He got P5 last time. Excuse me, because Plix got P4 last time. It's very close between those two, but I do think Imad is going to finish 5th to one of these two. But who it's going to be, I favoured him more than Plix, but I do think that Plix has got a definitely good chance. Obviously, one of them will have to get a podium for this, and obviously, I probably favour Tim over Plix, but Plix has got on podiums this season. He got a P2 in Austria, which obviously is a long while back now. But there is a chance for him to get there. He's had consistent points, so he's probably guaranteed to score points in today's race, hopefully.
What about the constructors? Battle for P2?
Well, yeah, let's talk about the constructors
Mercedes,
as well.
Red Bull, Renault and Racing Point fighting for P2 in the championship.
Yeah,
we haven't
pretty much.
touched on the constructors basically at all during...
No, not for a long time, but Mercedes, I don't think they can get any higher than maybe 4th. I feel like they could pass Red Bull potentially. But Renault, it's really, in terms of second place, it's a battle between Gavin, Tim and Midnight, and potentially even Wario there if Wario is likely to turn up. If Wario can put a stellar performance for not Alfa Romeo, excuse me, Racing Point, then Racing Point maybe do have that security of that second place, but also you've got to think Gavin and Tim, two relatively consistent drivers, especially Gavin, and if they can pull off both good results, then obviously Renault could take second place. But really, the battle for second is really between Renault and Racing Point, but there is also a chance for Red Bull to step in as well. Only 11 points behind, but maybe their lack of points in most recent races maybe does hinder them a little bit. There's also a slight battle for 6th place in the constructors. Not that it matters too much, to be honest with you, but McLaren have not scored points in ages, so we expect Haas, if Chapelele can perform, and Liam obviously as well, then Haas could pass McLaren there, and Alfa Romeo could potentially be in this mix as well, so it's very close between the two. And Williams and Toro Rosso could be battling it out for who doesn't get the wooden spoon of the championship, aka last place in the championship.
Yeah, I think Williams will stay 10th. No offense, Williams. Oh, they're outscoring the real life team.
Yeah.
So that's always a plus.
Always a plus, yeah, correct.
With less points.
With less points, I was about to say that, but
yeah. So yeah, do you have anything to say on that?
Not really, if I'm being honest. It's not really the most important thing, but you don't want to be finishing last in the Constructors or Drivers' Championship at all, in my opinion. But there are a few drivers still within contention of finishing last in the Championship. Of course, there'll be a lot of drivers in contention of finishing last in the Championship. But despite that, it should be a stellar race in Bahrain, because we are under the floodlights as well. Just makes it even more stellar. It is the Bahrain Grand Prix for EPR in 1 hour's time, and we are all very, very excited. Don't forget to watch it on YouTube, or even keep it up to date with the race furthermore. And obviously, we'll be crowning our first ever champion. It is between VRT Midnight and TTGD Warren, both very competitive and fierce drivers looking to win the championship. We'll see you then tonight at 8 PM GMT on the Elite PlayStation Racing channel. Good night.